Hello, everyone. I welcome you all to yet another episode of College Dunia Thoughtful Leadership Program. Today, we have a very special guest from Centurion University of Management and Technology from Andhra Pradesh campus. He is the registrar of the college, and today he is with us to share his views and thoughts on education and how Centurion has been progressing in the past few years. So I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Aishi.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we'll start with the first question. Sir, since you might have held a lot of key positions in education industry throughout your professional career till date, right? So, if you could just throw some light on what are the key factors that has kept you connected with the education industry, so that the students who will be watching this interview, or maybe other dignitaries who will be watching this interview, will have a very brief idea about your experience till date. So please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Aishi. First of all, thank you, College Dunia, for giving this wonderful platform to share my experience with you. Uh, Coming to the education field, uh, entire family, my father, my uncles, my cousins, my children, all entire family, all are in teaching profession. So it's not just like that I entered into teaching faculty. So I'm fortunate that I am in the teaching faculty. For the last 30 years, I'm in this field. Out of 30 years, 16 years, I'm being an academic administrator as a principal, director, and now I'm registrar. So what I see is a teacher can inspire a particular classroom or two or three classes, okay, in a semester or in a year. Whereas an administrator, academic administrator, principal, or a director, a dean, or a research registrar, or a VC can inspire the whole institution with their innovative decisions. They can inspire the whole college, entire university, such that the entire faculty, students can transform. So I'm really privileged being a registrar of a prestigious university, Centurion University, Andhra Pradesh, for leading the young minds, young faculty towards the country, towards transforming the students and giving better citizens to our country. Thank you.
Okay, so since you have already said that you want to be a leader in case of like you want to lead the young generation that we are actually, what do you say?
Yes.
Now we are actually witnessing all the young leaders right now, and obviously if you're leading them, you are going to give them a very wide spectrum that how they are going to work in the future ahead.
Yes.
My next question is actually on the leadership itself. So since you are the registrar of the Andhra Pradesh campus of Centurion University, I just wanted to know that what if you can brief us on the philosophy of your leadership style, and how would you exactly describe it? Like, how are you going to lead this young generation?
Yeah. So my philosophies include everyone. So whenever we are leading an organization or an institute or a university, my philosophy is to include all the stakeholders into this, and I'll give responsibility for each and every person, and it's a teamwork. So we have to win everyone by conscience. So my philosophy is to delegate the right work to the right candidate, right person, such that they can do comfortably their work, and I will not involve in their work once the work is assigned to some person. So he has to take or she has to take care of the work. So yeah, I will monitor, that's all. So such that I will not get stressed more. So I'm thankful to entire team such that they are doing their work comfortably. So, and one more thing I usually say, I used to trust in the beginning. trust any person first in the beginning. We cannot start with mistrust. So my philosophy is trust until the person deceives you, such that you will not be having any tension. If you're going on uh, not trusting the person, what happens now? Always you will be stressed. So my philosophy: trust everyone, give the delegation, give the work, and observe remotely. And I'm getting good results. This is my philosophy.
Okay. So, if we move ahead with the next question, sir, since you might be associated with Centurion University, I guess it's been like you might have spent 2-3 years now with Centurion University. If you could just tell me how was your experience till date? Like, what is the year of experience that you're associated with this university?
Yes. Thank you for this question. I am associated with the Centurion University for the last 10 years, actually. So I have worked as a principal in this same university from 2007 to 2009, 3 years. Then the university has that JITM has become a university, and they started this university in Andhra Pradesh last 4 years. So at present, Centurion University is in third place in the skill universities in India. We would like to see that in the first position. That is the first primary vision for our this thing, and we are actually pioneers in implementing skills as a part of courses for the students in the choice-based credit system and all. So where the students are having a lot of choices in selecting the courses. So definitely in 2 to 3 years, our university will become as a synonymous for skills, and definitely we will become the number one skills university in near future.
Actually, sir, my question was that let's say that it's been 10 years that you have spent with the university, and I just wanted to know that when you first came to this university, how it was, and what is your experience in this past 10 years. So you could just give us a vision that if it has evolved in this past 10 years or not. Obviously, it has, because College India has been working with Centurion University since the past 2 years.
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of changes and what exactly the university has evolved in this 2 years. But since you have been associated since the past 10 years, you could give us a more brief on how it was 10 years back,
No.
that day and now.
Yeah. So actually, my journey began in 2007. I told almost 14 years back. At that time, it was at Jagannath Institute for Technology and Management, JITM. So we started as an engineering college. Now we moved to different parameters. Agricultural BSc is one of the most sought after course in our university, Palla Committee. So we have achieved so many laurels by the government because of our skill programs. So in next 2 years, we would like to see that our university is at par with industry requirements. That is the next 2 years target. Another 2 years, we would like to become in this Andhra Pradesh, Centurion University, Andhra Pradesh campus, would like to achieve NAC and NB accreditation. And the next 10 years, we want to become Institute of Eminence status by Government of India. This is our future plan.
Actually, sir, my next question was this only, that what is, according to you, the institute's top priority over the next 10 years? So you have already answered it, that you will be working towards achieving the Institute of Eminence, the accreditation for the college. So we'll move
to our vision for future.
Yeah. So that is your priority. 10 years down the line, you will be achieving these many accreditation for the university. Right, sir. So then I'll just skip to the next question, sir. So what would you like people to know about the Centurion University that they might not be having that detailed view about it? So just highlight few points.
Already we have a name in the minds of parents. Centurion means skills. skills university. It's become a synonymous. Okay, so Centurion University when means immediately people will refer like skills. So and industry trained manpower. So we have a lot of industry partnerships. Around 50 industries are tied up with us. You name Ashok Leyland, Bosch, Cave Coffee Day, Schindler's. So all these are with us, associated with us, and we are making the students industry ready. So whenever Centurion University is many people listens to the name, immediately they should get an idea that okay, oh, this is Centurion University, famous for skills and industry ready programs.
Okay, sir, what does the curriculum of Centurion University, like how does it actually ensure the best practice in the industry right now?
Yeah.
How is the curriculum planned?
So, yeah, our curriculum is exactly what industry requires. That's all, very simple. So we are not following the age-old courses and all. Whatever the industry hot, like immediately machine learning is required. Okay, we will include that machine learning is the part of the curriculum. Like that, our curriculum is regularly updated, monitored in such a way that whatever the latest industry requirement is there and whatever the industry relevant topics are there, they are part of our curriculum. And ours is a choice-based credit system. The student has to take the courses according to his choice. We have basket system, domains are there. So they can choose. A civil engineering student can select a course in computer science program, or computer science program, a student can select a course in mechanical engineering program. Like that, whatever the choice he's having, okay, or if he feels that okay, this course has got a very good future in industry, then he can take or she can take. So that the updated courses and updated curriculum is our philosophy.
Okay, sir, if you could just tell me some of the insights of Centurion University, like how they are more welcoming to the students of different races and economic backgrounds. Because last year, I guess in COVID, we have seen that Centurion University has introduced a lot of scholarship programs because of the
Yes.
COVID infected families, and
Yes.
there were a lot of things. And also, I have seen that in the last year on Women's Day, also there were a lot of scholarship program again for all the girls, and there we have actually seen a lot of scholarship program which Centurion has come across in the last 1 year. So I just wanted to know that
Yes.
how do you, apart from this scholarship program, how do you welcome more students of different economic backgrounds and races?
Okay. So actually, we are located in Vijayanagaram, which is very adjacent to Visakhapatnam, and which Visakhapatnam is well known now as a smart city and a future capital city of Andhra Pradesh. And a new international airport is coming just next to Vijayanagaram. So Vijayanagaram is more happening here. Everything, the development is happening between Visakhapatnam and Vijayanagaram. And so thankfully we are in Vijayanagaram, and we can attract people from across the country. Not only across the country, we have students from Bhutan also, students. So it's a cosmopolitan culture here in the entire Visakhapatnam, Vijayanagaram. So we have all cultural diversity, and Vijayanagaram is known for culturals. Okay, it's the cultural capital of Andhra Pradesh. So we could attract more people from any part of the country or some of the other countries also. And as you are talking about the scholarships, and the scholarships are regularly part of Centurion University, and we are giving scholarship, particularly in COVID time. We are offering a lot of scholarships to the students, and we are not charging more in hostel fees. We are not charging more in transport fees, etc. We have reduced a lot. Because the students and parents are also suffering because of the COVID. That's why our management has kind enough to reduce the fees in hostel as well as the transport fees. So we are understanding the situation on the other side also. Thank you.
Yeah. So, sir, if we could just tell us some of the greatest strengths of the university, then that would be great. If you could just bifurcate it, like how Andhra Pradesh campus is different from Odisha's campus.
It's not like that all are equal. Odisha campuses, there are two campuses, Bhubaneswar and Paralakmudi campuses, long back, 10 years old, and they are already developed. And Vijayanagar is developing. Okay.
No,
so
actually,
particularly,
sorry to interrupt, sir. Actually,
yeah,
we have already had this interview of Vice Chancellor Ma'am of the Odisha campus. Supriya. So she has actually thrown some light on how exactly, like overall, what are the greatest strength of this university. So I just wanted to know that if there are some some unique points which we can actually make Andhra Pradesh campus also stand out. Like I know that there are specific courses over there.
Yeah.
We do not have all the courses. Yeah.
So we started with engineering courses, as well as paramedical and allied sciences. So our strength lies there because nowadays everyone wants a different kind of courses. That's why we started these paramedical and allied courses like BSc Optometry, BSc Anesthesia, BSc Radiology. We would like to start BSc MLT courses also, and we want to enter into pharmaceutical technology also. So our actually vision, our strength lies with the visionary founders. So they are very thoughtful founders. Actually, their vision is completely different. So they know what exactly industry requires, and they immediately incorporate into the courses. And another strength is our dedicated faculty. So we have maximum around 70 to 80% are PhD candidates. So they are very energetic and innovative. A lot of patents are there, and they are publishing a lot of journals. And that is the strength, major strength. So another strength is our infrastructure. So even though it's a 3-year-old university, we have everything in our campus. Totally infrastructure-wise, we are very strong. So we are building up skill labs supported by Dassault Systems, France. So like that, whatever the industry requirement is there, that type of labs are there in our campus.
Okay. So, sir, like this is actually the second last question that I'm asking you, that how do you tend to establish a very good, like very healthy relationship between your students, your faculty, and every staff in the university, so that there is a like very good environment to work on a daily basis?
Yeah. So any university is having a lot of different systems. So we have a mentor system which is practically we are implementing. Every 20 students are associated with one faculty, and the faculty will take care of the 20 students. They will talk to them, they will talk to their parents, they will talk to and regularly we conduct parents meets. We ask them to come to our campus, or we will go to their home states. For example, we are in Vijayanagaram. So we will conduct parents meet in Srikakulam. We will conduct parents meet in Hyderabad. We will conduct parents meet in Kurnool, like that, such that nearby parents will come and meet, and they will have an interaction, such that there will be a healthy environment between the students, staff, and parents. So we are strictly implementing this mentor system, such that we are in touch with the students and parents. And again, apart from academics, we have a strong CSR club. So CSR stands for cultural, sports, and responsibilities, and various cultural activities, sports activities, and responsibility towards the society. So we take up the responsibility of the nearby villages, and our students will go to nearby villages and take care of the problems of the villages. So like that, there are some credits for this CSR activities. So, and we have clubs for faculty, clubs for students, and for curricular and extracurricular activities. And another thing is, we are all as a Centurion family. We work like a Centurion family. It's not that one faculty, student, parent, like that. We call it as a Centurion family mode. So whenever there is up and down, we all together work and will be happy.
Okay. So, sir, moving towards the last question, like if you have any suggestions to give the youth, to give the current generation and the aspiring students who will be actually joining, because obviously this year also we will be facing a lot of ups and downs till
Yes.
we are completed with the admission cycle. So obviously if you could just give some advice to the students on how they can work this year and work towards actually achieving a good what do you say, a good future. And because obviously
Yes.
if
Yes.
they're joining any university, then it is going to be for 4 years or 3 years or 5 years. So it depends on how they are going to start, like how motivated they are towards their future. So just go ahead with.
My Yes. 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 My suggestion to the budding scientists and engineers and all. So first of all, go by your conscience, not by peer pressure. This is my always suggestion to the young students who are in 12th standard particularly. So they will see how to go, just like that, going for engineering or going for medicine like that. No, there are a lot of opportunities are there, a lot of courses are there, a lot of interests are there. So go by your conscience, not by peer pressure, not by parents. So parents will tell you something, you join engineering, which is good, join so-and-so branch. No, don't go by like that. So ask your conscience, what is interesting to you. So if you go by conscience, if you if you are taking choice according to your interest, then happily you can study the course. Otherwise it will be a big burden for you. That's why do I usually I say do smart study, not hard work. Okay. So previously we used to do in our olden days and all, people used to suggest that do the hard work. No, smart study, I will say smart study, and with interest. If there is an interest, you will not feel stress, you will not feel hardship. Okay. And at the same time, if you love your work, you won't feel tired. So if you want to love your work, it should be interesting to you, then only you will love your work. And finally, I would like to say, in general, please take care of your parents and serve the country without any expectations. So first of all, take care of the parents. Automatically you will be blessed. Definitely your life will be good if the blessings of parents are there, and if you are loyal to your country, automatically your career will be good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining in and sparing some time and addressing all our viewers. I hope the insights that you have given to them, it will be helpful for them in their future. And thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity for Century University and myself to interact with the students and you particularly.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Yes, sir.